Open. Gateway Center, this is the Miller Lite Phoenix Open. Another huge crowd on hand, as it is every week on the AVP Tour, and this is what OB likes the best. The scenery and the prize money per team now, total $75,000. They will split $15,000 for first. Second takes $9,000. Then you look on down the line, 7, 1, 2, 5, 5, and 4 through fifth place. And here are our referees.
Greg Krause,
who is up.
referee, Manhattan Beach boy.
I knew you'd get that one in.
Grant Lee from Santa Barbara. Calling the unders in the nets.
Krause and Lee, the firm of. Now Kent Steffes leading 4-1. We'll try Hobb again. Blocked by Steffes. It's out of here. As you heard Mike Dodd say, get out of here. And it did. Side out.
That's what Tim Hovland's got to do. He's got to make a good pass, and he's got to go up aggressive and hit the ball hard. He tooled Steffes really well right now. Tim's got to continue doing that.
Has ball control been a forte of Dodd and Hovland in the past?
They've never been real good at ball control. I mean, Mike is a great passer, but Tim's always had problems setting, but somehow they get through. They're both great athletes and both fierce competitors, and I mean, they were one of the toughest teams on the tour for the last 10 years.
And for years, of course, Hobb was that force at the net. Dodd vacuumed up everything in the back, and they've showed sparks of rekindling that at the beginning of this year and towards the tail end of last year.
When Hobb is on, there's nobody better at the net. I mean, he can really turn around a game and dominate it to like you're hitting in a phone booth.
Adam Johnson and a shank by Hobb, and it's 5-1. That's one thing that happened in the winners final. Johnson and Steffes served horribly, and that really cost them here. Already an ace by Steffes, and right there Johnson.
Yeah, they got down in the Smith & Douglas match 7-4, and then they just lost it from there and got beat 15-5.
Here it's 5-1. Good. Oh! And that one sails long. What about this surface? We'll talk about it again in the final, but right now, this sand and or dirt that they've got here, you've played here quite often.
It's all the same. I mean, it's a little bit easier to jump in.
As we take a look at Tim Hovland, we'll get back to the conditions in just a moment. You see the particulars on the Hobb. I got to get back to that point because it's an important issue. Good little dink there by Kent Steffes. Side out. Steffes. There he is, 6'4", 210, only 23.
19 career victories. 23, that's pretty good.
Darn good. Hobb up, low set, right back at him. That set was low. Hobb couldn't really do a whole lot. And Steffes read him well, and right back at him for the point. It's 6-1.
But Hovland's got a really quick arm, but he just chooses the wrong area to go there. He shoots at angle or hits angle, and Steffes is blocking angle. There's nothing you can do about that. Here, you look at it again. Watch Steffes lean over the net right there and lean to the left and just take away that whole angle from Hovland. Great block.
Hovland battles again, this time over the top of Steffes with the touch. Johnson thinking the other way, side out.
So many times the player gets, you know, taken apart because he thinks the block, he can go by the block. But what really happens sometimes is just a good block. Sometimes nothing you can do. No matter where you hit the ball, the guy's going to be there.
The moon shot's going to be short. Not enough fuel in it.
Supposed to save those to the end of the game when the time becomes a factor.
Maybe trying to loft that one into the sun and or a wind that we don't find. It's pretty non-existent right now.
Seen you hit a few golf shots like that, Billy.
Yeah.
Off the tee.
Unfortunately.
Don't touch it, God. It's a two-stroke penalty.
6-1. After a point. And once again converting. That's the strength of this team. They can smell a point, they're going to get it. 7-1.
That's a great set by Adam Johnson. Watch Mike hits it off the block. That's Steffes. Steffes hit it off Hovland off that one.
Adam Johnson, 1986 NCAA MVP. Southwest Airlines scoreboard 7-1. We bring you Pro Beach Volleyball on Prime Network. Bill McDonald, Steve Obradovich. Over on two. Easy point. Making it look easy as we roll to an 8-1 lead now for Johnson, Steffes, and that's exactly what they want, a quick win.
Well, it's not a real smart play by Steffes, but he sees an open court because he's facing that way and hits it over left-handed. That's a great athletic move.
We've got a timeout. We're going to go into the shade along with AJ. 8-1 our score here in our semifinal. He found the girl of his dreams. Took a little look at it, but he found it, and he was very willing to put on that fun cam.
Boy, they start young, don't they?
And continue.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Phoenix. Bill McDonald, Steve O'Bradovich. Semifinal action waiting in the wings. Smith and Stoklos. What else is new? As they wait for the winner of this one.
Well, Tim and Mike have dug themselves a hole here, being down 8-2. They got them just where they want them. They can make comebacks like no other team in volleyball. And if you want to come back, you're going to see one here.
Hovland Dodd won this tournament back in 1989. Last time in the finals at Fresno with Kent Steffes. Mike Dodd hasn't been there for quite some time.
Won a tournament in Houston last year with Ricky Ludes.
Of course, they used to taste that final action all the time. They think they can get back together, that the chemistry is still there with the Twin Towers. Of course, this team is young and hungry and trains very hard. I'm talking about Johnson and Steffes. They attribute that hard work to their success. How long they'll stay together, we'll address that issue throughout the afternoon, of course, with Karch Kirai coming back, looming, and possibly snatching Ken Steffes away from Adam Johnson.
That's one factor Adam Johnson and Ken Steffes have, is they don't get tired. You ask them, hey, do you get fatigued out there? No, this is just volleyball. They take one game at a time. It's really nice to see the fatigue doesn't become a factor.
No. That one does go wide. And the point goes to Hovland and Dodd. And now it's 3 serving 8 with 7:31 on the rally clock. What's your thought on the rally clock, eh?
I kind of like the rally clock. I wish it was there in 89. I had a lot of teams 12-8. I couldn't hold on to the lead. I think it's good for volleyball. It's really good for television, but it's really good for volleyball. You know when the matches are going to be. You know exactly how long they're going to take.
A lot of the old-timers say, no, that was our deal. Side out till sundown to be able to beat teams. But it adds that element of excitement. And if you saw the first tournament of the year on Prime Network in Hawaii, that was as good as any volleyball will ever get with the use of the time clock.
I've been watching volleyball for 20 years. That was as good as finals I've ever seen.
With the big pound.
See, Timmy still got some heat on the ball. I don't know why he lets the block influence him when it's up there. He can really reach, can really snap on the ball. Watch this. I mean, watch the arm snap here. It's a great set by Mike Dodd. They pull down off the block, and Timmy just pounds that ball. His head's over the net.
Nobody, I think, is questioning that Hobb can win it again. That one's short.
Well, they've had Steffes and Johnson on the rope in a couple tournaments earlier in the year, and they just could not pull it out.
One knock on Hobb and Dodd is they have never been able to serve tough enough to be competitive with a lot of the other teams. This team right here, Steffes and Johnson, they have a couple of lethal weapons serving.
That's a big advantage, but, you know, Tim's been working on it. I see him down there in the mornings at Marine Street. He's been working on it. Mike's been working on it. It'll come. Tim and Mike will figure out a way how to win again. They're two great athletes who I admire greatly, and they're going to learn how to do it again.
There's Mike Dodd about to serve. Some people, on the other hand, think they're past the prime and will never win again. There's the ball out, but the touch called, and another point for Hobb and Dodd. So a couple of points in a row, and it's now 8-4.
It appears that Steffes and Johnson are playing kind of lax. They're not really taking them serious. They jumped off to an 8-1 lead. And with Tim and Mike, you can't do that. They'll just take it and shove it right back down your throat.
And they shove that one right back at him after the bad pass by Adam Johnson. That one floated up and in on him, and he wasn't able to control it to Steffes. And it's 8-5 and just a 3-point lead for A.J. and Tim.
Just a bad pass by Johnson. He just got caught handcuffed, and Hovland just smacks it down. Gives a little muscle man's flex at the end of it.
It has been sort of a whole-hung semifinal up until this little run by Hobb and Dodd, and you can see them finding the shadows once again of that lone tree to the side of the court. We're going to take another break. 7:02 remaining in the semi. 8-5, 3-point lead for Johnson and Steffes. Turn to action now with the score 11-9, Steffes and Johnson. It seems as though Johnson and Steffes, when they're about to put it away, lollygag around, as you put it, and let Hobb and Dodd back in it. Now it's 11-9.
Right. Ruffalo's jump serving is doing a pretty good job.
And they need a side out, and they're going to get it right there with a big pound of flat by Kent Steffes off the nice set by A.J.
It's a nice set by A.J. And watch how high Steffes gets up on this. His head's over the net, and he hits it down the line very hard.
The Red Sea parted, and he put it right in the middle.
Mike Dodd's got to come straight back on that. As you noticed on the replay, he came back to the left of the line. You got to stay inside the court. You got to come to the middle of the court where he's going to hit it.
There's a mention of how Steffes can win with a lot of partners. We saw with Kirai and also with Hovland. Same can be said with Adam Johnson. He won with Ricky Ludes last year.
Yeah,
Kind of a good player.
Yeah, Adam Johnson teams up well with whoever he's playing with. Steffes won with John Stevenson, what, 2 years ago?
Adam Johnson also won with Pat Powers last year.
And that's a feat in itself, winning with the Peepers at Santa Barbara. You never know who's going to show up when you play with Pat.
That one's going to go screaming into the crowd. And Chip says, that's the way I should be doing it. 11-9 serve AJ.
But Tim can sense, he's got a great sixth sense of sensing when he can get victory. He senses he's back in this match and he's getting very frustrated. He's trying to fire himself up.
Semi-final action. That screamer past AJ and past the block. Side out. Off Dodd.
One thing about Hovland, Dodd, they will not quit. They're probably better when they're behind at this point than they are ahead. I've played in tournaments with both Mike and Tim, and I tell you, they're both competitors, and they're both great people to play with.
In a sense, that's where the rally clock can hurt them because of their great experience, and they're so good coming from behind. But right now, plenty of time, 3:57 and counting off the net. Dodd. Now a chance.
Great play. Ball started with Tim's jump serve. He served it deep and in the corner. Horrible pass. And they make a play. Mike made a great play. See the pass there to Johnson. Steffes does a good job of getting this ball up and then makes a great shot. And look at Mike. That's what happens when you're 6'5". And he comes up and he gets a great cross-court hit from the left side.
Results in a point, and hey, we're at 10-11.
Hovland is beating the ball in the jump serve.
Another chance. Are we tied? Oh, no! Just long out. Hobbs going to grimace over this one. Boy, AJ and Steffes have to kickstart themselves here a little bit more. They have just really let their intensity down over the last few minutes and few points. 3:41 on the clock. 11-10. However, they are still in the lead as we work our way towards 15.
Pretty good matchup here.
Tough serve.
Steffes has got that, I guess, aura about him where he can play close games. He wins a lot of close games. They won one yesterday, 16-14. It doesn't bother him to have a close game. That's a mighty Hobb there with a great muscle man pose. Goes up. Watch how high his head gets over the net here. Just picks it right apart. Jumps into the angle, gets it with his left hand, and then he does his patented hobby pose.
Tied at 11. Steffes with a good set, but a chance to take the lead for Mike Dodd. Got it!
That's a pure beach shot right there by Mike Dodd.
Just a bad pass by Adam Johnson, and Steffes had to come real close to the net. Dodd with the dig. And the shot. 3:25 left, but it's now 12-11. Hobb and Dodd have gotten off the mat to take the lead. And now we've got a timeout. Steffes and Johnson.
Take a brief hiatus here on the court.
And our next beach telecast, as the tour will move to Texas. Hopefully the rain will stay away. We've had some problems with rain in the past in Texas. We will be in Austin, Texas. May 2nd and 3rd will be the tournament. Check your local listings for the time and day in your area that you can see Pro Beach Volleyball, brought to you by Miller Lite on Prime Network. The Austin Open, next time we see you. And maybe she will be there. Who knows? It was a great play.
Yeah, Mike just did a true beach shot right here. It's just a shot right, almost goes over his head, over the net. It's really impossible to block that shot, but it's a low percentage shot. But I tell you what, Mike Dodd can make those shots happen. He has got more shots than a pool player, I'll tell you.
What you call a shot. It's a great one.
It's a great shot.
All right, it will be AJ's turn to get the side out. And he does. With the open prairies in the back corner. Dodd went one way, and of course a good shot by AJ went the other. Now a chance to draw even for Adam Johnson. And I don't think he'll play this one conservatively. He'll be looking to get a point on the serve.
See, it's funny how they get that. It's funny how they
have outscored Johnson Steffes on this run 11-3 after trailing 8-1.
Vintage Hobb and Dodd.
They've got the side out right back.
This plan really inspired. He's sniffing the finals. He can smell a final playoff there. He wants to get the finals. He wants to prove he can still win. And there's not a doubt in my mind these two guys can win. But they got to get by Steffes and Johnson. And then they got these two other guys waiting in the wings that we all know.
St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos. That one is long. Side out. Steffes Johnson. Hovland takes a brief glance at the time, which shows 3:11. So that is not a factor as of yet. Once we get a few side outs in a row, then that will, of course, play into things. Steffes to serve. AJ reads it well. Over on 2 for the point. We're tied at 12.
Great play. Adam Johnson just took off at the right time. Watch Adam Johnson move here. Tim's going to go up and hit down line. Adam Johnson just guesses right, makes a great play. I'll tell you what, that's a great play by Steffes. Just a closed-fisted knuckle over the net.
Southwest Airlines scoreboard tied at 12. Working Hov again.
Hov's running out there.
He's animated.
He is animated.
And on the opposite end, Mike Dodd. You never think that he's really going full speed, but he is. We have a real nice, interesting feature on Mike Dodd during the break before the final that you're going to want to stick around for. And Hov has some interesting things to say about his partner concerning that part of his game.
Mike's a good guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Steffes will set. That's close.
Boy, Johnson got away with murder over there. Now look at Hov grab his hand.
And Johnson.
Boy, he's got those fingers taped up. Watch how close this ball is set to the net. You can't see it right from here. But that ball is almost over the net, and Hov goes to clamp on it. Adam just swings as hard as he can, just about takes Tim's fingers off.
Adam Johnson will serve again. The wind now really starting to pick up. Great serve. Hov with the stretch, can't get it. So you knew AJ would be looking for the ace. Once again, picking the line, and Hov's going to take a little bit of a siesta, and so will we. It's 13-12. A great semi for you on Prime Network. We know you're not moving. We'll be back after this. And we are at 13-12.
Get close. You net it. No. Nice high hit by Mike Dodd there. Put him right on top of the net. Mike dealt with Steffes in a nice way there. I guess if there's a better side to jump serve on, I would have to take the side Steffes and Johnson are now. It seems to be that's where all the balls are being hit the hardest from the jump serves.
So there is a good side.
Check that. Tim
If I had to say there was a good side, yeah, it's his side Johnson and Steffes are on. We'll see what Tim does here.
The wind seems to be maybe blowing, though, a little left to right as you look at it on your screen, which would mean the good side would be with Steffes and Johnson right now.
I saw the St. John Smith earlier. He brought up a different point here. The ball travels a little bit further here, so it's going to throw your jump serve off.
That's a good point.
It's going to go a little bit further, and we've seen a lot of balls on jump serves that have been out by, like, 6 inches to a foot.
Because of the desert air. Yeah, we hear a lot about the golf balls going a long way, and of course, volleyballs traveling through it a little differently. Here's Johnson with the kill. Adam Johnson brings Steffes Johnson to game point at 14-12.
Pretty good set by Steffes here, and Johnson pounds that ball across court. Nobody home there.
First game point now for Johnson Steffes. We have a timeout. We're going to keep it right here in our semifinal.
I mean, it's incredible that they could do that kind of job over the years.
A tremendous tribute. And, of course, we'll be talking about that much more in depth during our championship final, which we will be at shortly, unless Hov and Dodd have something to say about it. That one is long, so good eye. I never like to let one go on game point unless you're darn sure it's going to go long, and both Hov and Dodd were that time.
You know,
we're at 12-14. Dodd serving. And over. Dodd got his hand on it, but not quite. We'll have another game point try for AJ and Steffes.
Nice hit by Steffes. Very good pass. Johnson sets him real high in the air, and Steffes just comes up and hits it as hard as he can.
Game point number 2. Adam Johnson back to serve. Where's he going to go?
Probably going to serve cross court hard to Hovland.
Good, Tim.
He does.
You knew we're hot. No one.
And that's it on a mistake by Hovland. As he hits it into the net, but a great comeback by Dodd, but it will be Steffes and Adam Johnson advancing. And they'll be going up against their nemesis, Smith and Douglas. What a final we've got for you, but stick around. We got a loaded house.